Hi guys, welcome to Brother Jay's Card Finds. I know I just did a video not too long ago, but I actually went to a show today, Sunday. I went to the Card Boys show in, I don't know if they still call it the Card Boys show, but it's in one in Denver, PA, at the Comfort Inn. It was a very busy show. The thing that was interesting is I basically had no money going into yesterday morning. I had a deal on Marketplace worked out where a gentleman was supposed to come to my house, and I had some, they were actually all unopened 1990 Fleer packs. It was like 89 of them or something like that. And I sold those all for $45. And I also assumed he would probably want some other unopened stuff. So I had some other unopened stuff. It was all, it was 89, 90, and 91 Fleer baseball. So nothing, that I would really miss. And I said to him, I said, look, you can have all this stuff here for $100. And it was a good deal for him. So he went and got a little more money out of the money machine. And I got $100. So I was excited. Then I knew I could go to the show the next day because I had $100. And I had put a box of comic books, which is another thing that I deal in. And I put it on Marketplace after I had got it processed. And I put it up for $150. I had somebody message me, and he said, what's your bottom line for it? And I said, well, I think $150 is good. What would you think? And he suggested $120. So I was happy with that. And he just asked if I could meet him halfway. He's coming from Lancaster, PA, which I've mentioned on here before. And I'm in the Reading area. So I told him I was going to the Denver Card Show the next morning. I could meet him there, which is kind of halfway. So he was good with that. We met right at 8 o'clock. He was already there when I got there. And I had the box of comics for him. And he looked through them, and everything was good. He talked a little bit, and then I had the $120. So I went into the show with $220, which is a lot more than I normally have. But that didn't make me want to spend more money. As you know, I'm very frugal. So I didn't spend a whole lot. I ended up spending $39. And I think I did well with that. I'll show you everything I got. I'm very excited about the things I got. I think I had some really good deals. Warren D, especially, I already told him about one of the deals I had, and he was very excited for me. He said, you got a great deal. So, we'll start in the order that I started with. First, there was an older gentleman. He does this show all the time, and he has these boxes that have been basically there forever. But the first box I noticed, he had a box of just, regular, most of the cards weren't sleeved, just cards. And he had baseball and football in them, and he told me everything in there was 10 cents. So I was like, all right, I'll look through to see if there's anything. And I ended up pulling 27 cards out of there, and I'm going to show you what I pulled. All right, first of all, this is a Greg Jeffries, and this is one of the Cyberstats cards. I needed this for my Cyberstats set, so there you go. Here's another Greg Jeffries. I'm not sure why I have so many Greg Jeffries, but this is a Greg Jeffries Black Gold. I believe this is from... I'll have to double check, but I think it's from 90. Yeah, it's from 94. So it's a Jeffries Black Gold. Here is a Maddox, and this is a Stadium Club. I don't believe I have this. I've never seen it before. There may be some duplications of stuff I already have, but I'm not sure about that. Here's a Sports Flick Dave Winfield, and this is from 84. This is 87, so I think it's the first year of Sports Flicks. So... here is a Roger Cedeno. This is a medal. So I do collect the medals. It says 75. I'm going to take it out of that sleeve. But yeah, I bought several of the medal cards for 10 cents. That's a great deal. I just think they're neat cards. I'm not sure that I'll ever complete the set. But here is an Albert Bell. I may already have this. It's a Fleer Ultra, the gold medallion though. So that was basically why I bought it. Here is a Bonds card that I don't believe I've ever seen before. It's a season highlights. I'm not sure what season it is. I guess we'd have to look. It says 96, so I'm assuming this might be from the 97 set. So I'll have to see. I'm pretty sure I don't have that, though. This one is a Ruben Sierra Stadium Club, and this is a, if you can see, I believe that says first day issue, which is why I bought that. I'm not a big Ruben Sierra collector, but, first day issue is a good deal. Again, here's another gold medallion. This one's Pudge, and I don't think I have this one. So we'll have to check. But yeah, gold medallion of Pudge Rodriguez. Here is a studio. This is the credit card design, which I really like. So if I see a player that I kind of think is decent, I will buy it. So it's a Carlos Baerga, the credit card studio. Here is a Ruben Sierra Fleer rookie. Now, I'm 100% sure I have that. But I figured, yeah, for 10 cents, I'd take another. There were some Topps ones. I passed on those. Here is a Tim Salmon. Now, I believe this is his rookie year. I could be wrong, but I'm going to have to double check that. And if it's not, I'd probably get rid of it. It does say about minor leagues and all that, but I want to make sure it's actual rookie year card, or I really wouldn't have much use for it, because if it's a rookie year card, it's going to go in my box, but otherwise, I don't have any use for it. Here's a Bowman's Best Juan Gonzalez. I do have a small, oops, sorry. I do have a small Juan Gonzalez collection. So when I see ones I don't think I have, I get them. Here is a Tim Salmon, and this is the Phenoms, which I believe is dated 92. So again, I think this might be a pre-rookie actually. But we have to look. Here is another Juan Gonzalez. This is a Wrecking Crew Topps insert. So pretty sure I didn't have that. Here is a collector's choice. This is the You Crashed the Game. It says silver set. So I don't know if this is a hard one to get or not. I don't believe I've ever seen one like this. So who knows, that might be the ones you actually had to send in for. A couple more Juan Gonzalez. Here is a, I believe this is Pacific Collection Juan Gonzalez. And I like how they're in Spanish partially and then in English. And this is, I believe, from O-Pee-Chee. Now, this is a weird one because the back is like a game. It's some kind of a contest offer or something. So not the greatest card, but I figured 10 cents. I didn't think I had it. Here is a, what year? It's probably 93, I imagine. Yeah. Rookie of the Year, Pat Listash, 1992. I do like Pat Listash. I collect some of his cards. So it's got a number 19, so some kind of insert. Here is a Ruben Sierra. This is a hologram, and it is it a Denny's? I believe it says MVP. So I'm actually not sure where that came from, but you know, I thought it looked neat. Put it with, I have a few Ruben Sierra cards. Another metal. This one's Carlos Perez. Again, kind of cool looking. Dave Winfield again. This is a 90, I believe it's a 95 Bowman. Okay. I'm pretty sure I don't have that. Here's another metal, and this one is Ray Lankford. All right. Here is one of those SPX, and this one is Juan Gonzalez. You can see the hologram. That's really neat to look at. So there you go. Not numbered or anything, but another metal. Here we go. Roger Cedeno. So I have two of that one. I guess I didn't pay enough attention. So I could have saved 10 cents there, I guess, but I have two of that one. I will actually keep that when I get doubles. When I get doubles on those, I do keep them. So that's fine. This is an insert Gorman Thomas DH. I believe it's an all-star. I gotta take it out of this worn out sleeve. I'll just do that now. I think it might be 87. If I get it out of the sleeve, I could tell you a little bit better. But it's not wanting to come out of the sleeve, so I might have to cut this out of the sleeve so I don't smash the corners getting it out. Yeah, I'm not sure what year that is, but we'll find out later. There's another studio credit card. This one's Tom Glavine, so of course you got a Hall of Famer. So, all right, there was 27 cards there. That was 10 cents each, $2.70. And then he had a bunch of cards that he said were these are all 50% off the price marked. So we started with this. This is some kind of 2006 rookie reprint of Derek Jeter. It looks kind of like his rookie card on the back especially, but he asked it to reprint. This is a SP Griffey, and this is if you look on the back, for promotional use only. So I figured, what the heck, $2, that's not too bad. Don Mattingly, Play Ball USA card, $1. or 50 cents actually. So, and here is a football. This is the only football card I picked up. Giants, Phil Simms. I have his rookie. I believe this is his second year. So this is, I think, an 81. This is like rookie year of Montana. So he's actually 1 year into baseball longer than Montana. So if you look at that, that was 3. We got 4, 6, 7, 8.50. So it was 4 1/4. So I added 4 1/4 and 2.70. It turned out to be 6.95. So I just gave him $7. I'm not gonna say, oh, can you make it 6 or something like that. I just gave him $7. I got some good deals there. So I first spent $7 there. I kind of walked around the show for a lot trying to find somebody with cheap stuff, and it was kind of a hard task. Didn't find a whole lot until, I finally found like 2 or 3 people I was interested at the end. I think this was the second guy I went to. This card first. This is a buyback, as you can see. I think it says, what does that say? 09 on it. 60 to 09. This is a Art Mahaffey rookie. He was with the Phillies. And it's a buyback. So that was $1. So I thought that was a good deal. I mean, I paid $1. I already have his rookie, but I know I usually paid $1 for his rookie. Now I get a buyback version, which is really cool. And then he had quarter boxes, and the only thing I got out of there were these. There were 4 cards I need for my 1990 Leaf set. He had a few more, but I didn't need them. Barry Bonds, Fred McGriff, Bo Jackson I actually don't need for the set. I bought this just to have a Bo Jackson. So I'm probably going to top load that and put it with my Bo Jacksons. And Ryan Sandberg. 3 of the 4 cards I needed for my set. So that was $1 there. The other card was $1. $2 at that dealer. Next, I saw this guy had a box that said everything in there was 50% off. And I saw this. It's Reggie Jackson with the Orioles. This is the archive, obviously. It's numbered 70 out of 75. And he did tell me what year it was. If I can focus in. I think it says 2017. But, I mean, there's only 75 of these in the whole world. So I thought $5 was a steal. I think I looked it up just to do comps on it, and it was hard to find. I didn't see any that were sold. So I thought $5 was more than fair for a card that limited. So that was all I spent with him, $5. Here's my last one. This is probably my biggest haul. This is definitely where I spent the most money. First of all, he had a bunch. He had cards by sport, and then each box was a $1 section, a $2 section, a $5 section, a $10 section. And then he had other ones that were higher end. He had higher end, I think he had of each sport. So I went for the higher end baseball, and I found these. Shout out to Warren D in the CLE, as he's the one that basically brought these to my attention. I knew nothing about them. And they had these were graded obviously by PSA. And the Clemens is a 8, and the Julio Franco is a 6. They were priced, the Clemens was priced at 20, and the Julio was priced at 5. So 25, at least so far in what they wanted. There was a John Olerud for 30. I passed on that because I didn't understand why John Olerud would be priced higher than Clemens. But my friend Warren D said I should have bought it too because all of them were very underpriced. So that's 25, and then I pulled these. These were both out of a $1 box. This is a Tatis, and I'm really not sure what kind of card this is, but it is a rookie of Tatis, and I do like him. Well, I mean, I like having his rookie. Let's put it that way. I'm not a big fan of him necessarily. And this is a Jackson Chourio. I think this is a fairly recent card. I think it might be. I think it says 2026. It's a big ticket player. So I figured, for $1, why not? And then I went through his $5 thing, and he had this, which is a Jesus Marty Bowman Chrome in a one touch. So I figured $5 for that. I'd easily pay $5 just for the card, even though I already have it. So why not get one with a one touch? So you think about it, that was $32 total. I said, what's the best you can do? And he said 25. So I was like, all right. So I basically paid for the 2 McDonald's cards, and everything else was free. So I thought that was a good deal. So, and that's it. That's all my show. I was in there at 8 after I got done dealing with the gentleman outside with my comics. So I might have been about 10, 15 minutes late. I was done by about 9:30, and I was fine. I mean, I felt I got everything that I could get out of there at a good price. There was a lot of good stuff there, but there was a lot of Pokemon too, as you know. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed that show a lot. I think I did really well with that show, and I'm glad to be able to add these to my collection, even though, you know, I am trying to cut back on some of the stuff I do have in my collection, but I'm still adding stuff too. So, what's the fun in just totally stopping? All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great one.